Yeah, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prison Break Raw. I'm your host, the one and only Big JD. Is the prison YouTube genre, is it dying? I've been asked this question. Some people would say that it is. A lot of channels are losing a lot of views. Why? Well, I have a theory about some of the things that are probably bringing it down. But is that really the whole story? I think one of the biggest things about this genre is you can only tell the same kind of prison story over and over again to the point to where it just all sounds the same and it just becomes redundant. Same old shit. It's the channels that can actually captivate the attention of their audience by switching it up and making it more entertaining, more comical, maybe throw some satire in there, stir up the waters a little bit with a little controversy, all that stuff. I think some people forget that at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, it's like I said before, it's all about the views. Everybody wants to get a high volume of views. They would be lying to you if they said they don't. Everybody would love to make money off of doing this. Why? Because it's extremely time-consuming. You ask any content creator, they'll tell you how time-consuming it is. To do editing, to do research, to work on a proper delivery system. Unlike the media, the mainstream media or cable media, cable news, whatnot, we are not scripted in any of this stuff. We are amateur content creators. This is a profession in our own right, meaning that some of us are monetized and some of us make money off of it, as we should. Anything that you put your time and effort into, you should be compensated for. Some people don't like that idea. You get some people that watch these channels and they have a negative outlook on us because we're the formerly incarcerated. We're returning citizens, convicts, inmates, whatever you want to call us, depending on who the person is. Gets a negative reaction from people. It's always usually a good idea to try to prove people wrong through your actions, through your intentions. A lot of times people get turned off from this content in the prison YouTube genre because of the back and forth or the beefs and all that stuff like that. But really, though, do the beefs, does the controversy and the back and forth, does it really draw people in, or does it push people away? I look at some of my own videos and I look at some of the other views of some of the other people's videos out there, and it seems that when somebody's doing a reaction to somebody else, it seems to draw more traction to their channel. And then people say they don't like it, but yet they still watch it. If you think that the YouTube genre is dying, look at some of the facts of recent. One channel in particular has blown past almost every other channel, and that's Larry Lawton. Somewhere close to 800,000 subs in just what? Not even a year ago, he was at barely 50,000 or 100,000. What makes Larry Lawton any different if he's talking about prison stuff, of which he has? He's talking about what happens to pedophiles in prison, talked about his first day in prison, whatnot. He's just another prison YouTube channel. Same thing with Christina Randall, same thing with Jessica Kent. All channels that have grown double their numbers over the last several months. What are they doing different? Now, I know most of these channels that I mentioned, they don't talk about any other channel, but yet one of them, Christina Randall, did talk about a couple of different YouTubers from time to time. One guy that got caught up in a murder beef. I remember seeing that video come across my suggestions. How's that any different than me doing a video about Wes Watson or Savage Studios? It's really not. But I think the difference between a lot of these channels and those ones right there is the publicity that they get. The team of professionals that they have in their corner makes a difference. Larry Lawton has got a lot of people in his corner. A lot of heavy duties. They will advertise him, that'll push him out there, that'll get him gigs on various different news channels, CNN namely, other big channels. And then he provides a level of content that is always unique and is evolving and is broad. So he draws in a large crowd. Christina Randall, from what I understand, she's on some kind of a TV show. That's going to naturally draw her in more subscribers. Jessica Kent, she's real close with Christina Randall, so that's going to draw traction to her channel. Kudos to them. They figured out how to stay out of the main fray of all this and distance themselves because of the people that are in their corner. Same thing with Wes Watson and Big Herc. A lot of professional-minded people that are around him that advise them in the right direction. A lot of us smaller channels, it's a one-man band. Word of mouth through loyal subscribers, and that's basically just it. That's one aspect of it, is that it's the same thing in the market for this genre has been saturated with all these different channels. And what does it do? It affects everybody's views, because I can go look at any of those channels that I named outside of Larry Lawton, because Larry Lawton could just be picking his nose and sipping a margarita and still get 100,000 views. But like Christina Randall or Jessica Kent, I mean, they might have to work a little bit harder to get some views. Some people have even told me that Josh has taken a big hit on his channel. His views have gone down. And I love the fuck out of Josh. He's always entertaining. He's got that high level of energy. He knows how to tell a good story, and he knows how to, bring some good content. Get all those people in on the interviews. Does a much better job in interviews than I do. With me, I came out with this gung-ho, just no-holds-barred, arrogant, sarcastic approach. Because I'm just being myself, but that doesn't mean that I'm a bitter or angry person, because I have a wonderful life. My life is better today than it's ever been at any other time in my presence on this earth. I'm living the dream because I was put in straight, all the odds against me. Being dropped in a city and state I never lived in, didn't even know existed, expected to fail, and I didn't. Very, very soon, I'm going to be buying a home. I was able to drop money down on a car when my other car died. I've made a good life for myself. A lot of the moves that I'm taking and a lot of things that I'm doing are for a reason. I try to show this with my content, but at the same time, I'm constantly evolving and I'm constantly keeping people guessing on what I'm going to do next. That's just the way I roll. The thing about me is I look at this YouTube thing as it's nothing personal. It's a story. Sometimes some of these other channels are a story to me. One of the biggest things I think is that the saturation is definitely a factor, and also the fact that a lot of these stories just sound the same. But some people will also take it to another degree and go so far as to say that the drama is what's bringing the genre down. But really, is that the case? Take cable news, for example. MSNBC, CNN, and Fox. They're constantly doing reactions and exposing each other, namely one of the most recent ones with Tucker Carlson and Chris Cuomo. It happens in that world, too. That's drama. How about the beauty YouTube channels? Full of drama, man. Actually, they've even beat each other up. How about the gamer genre? They've had each other swatted. One kid got killed in a swatting. Survivalists, gun enthusiasts, sports channels, music channels, all of it. Then you even have people that are just troll channels in general. I don't think the drama really brings down the ratings. I think it's the reaction to the drama that brings down the ratings. I think it's the extras that come in the middle of it that probably does it. Speaking only for myself, it's no secret that lately I've been under a great deal of attack. How does it affect me, you may ask? I sleep just fine at night. I still eat just fine. I don't give it a second thought the minute the camera's off. I may talk about it on the phone with my moderators or my closest inner circle of the PBR car. But for the most part, don't give two fucks. People say let trolls be trolls. And I'm cool with that. It's like I said, if you want to come on my channel and talk shit to me, great. It's a free country, and it's all about freedom of speech. I'm a firm believer in sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But sometimes you have to take serious some of the things that people are saying to you. You can't just completely ignore it. And sometimes people will go so far as to threaten your livelihood and threaten the people that you love. That right there is doing too much. Speaking only for myself as a content creator in this genre who's looking to cross over into other genres as well, I can tell you that the controversy that stirs up in the middle of it, the comments, the trolling, anybody on here would be lying to you if they say that it doesn't get to them, because it does. To a certain degree. Depending on the lengths that these individuals are willing to go. The Florida boys. Pino, K-Frog, 1090 Jake. And all that stuff was going on within the Paint TV and Big Sid and all that stuff. And DIY with Dean. And all that stuff that was going on. And then that other guy who disappeared, who supposedly had paperwork on K-Frog, come to find out he printed it off of Google. And then the trolls that go back and forth and run to the channel in the comments saying, hey, this guy's saying this and this and this and this and that about you. And then they take it all out of context and then they do a reaction and it turns into a bunch of drama and then people are fighting and all that stuff like that. A lot of people laughed and thought it was funny when Pino drove all the way up to Boston to fight 1090 Jake. But what's really not funny about that whole situation is that's how serious some people are willing to take it. And somebody could have been killed in that confrontation. Somebody could have gotten seriously hurt or killed, like I said. Over what? Over somebody's opinion? Of late in my own channel and the drama that surrounds it, I have been under constant attack by a legion of trolls, all because they don't like what I said about Wes Watson. And a lot of people will get back to me and tell me, oh man, Wes is the bigger man. He never says nothing about any of this. But he does. He's taking a couple of shots at me. You may not see it, but I see it because I've talked to this dude behind the scenes before, as I've said. Just because he don't respond doesn't mean that he doesn't have people responding in his name. Recently, somebody was going to be hit with a copyright strike, a channel that is no longer there anymore. This guy got so scared, he went in the comments and he spilled the beans on what his purpose was. He was contacted and he was paid $300. There it is right there. That's real shit. It really does happen. And in order to stir up the waters and create more controversy and more division, this particular group of trolls have branched out to all these other channels and is trying to spread the gospel and get them on board. And when they don't want to get on board, now they're under attack. But let me tell you something. There's a positive to this negative. We are more united today than we have ever been. Once upon a time, we rarely even talked to each other. Now, all of us, we talk to each other all the time. Hard intentions, not trying to hear it. Nate Dawg 916, he ain't trying to hear it. Pare Young, I was just on the phone with him last night. He ain't trying to hear you. Splinter ain't trying to hear it. Badger ain't trying to hear it. American Cholo, just talked to him today. He's on deck. He ain't trying to hear it. Tim Snow, he's not trying to hear it. Big Lance got sucked into it and now realizes that he got sucked into a lie. He got scammed into it. He ain't trying to hear it no more. They've tried to go out to Big Herc. He don't give a fuck. Death, Lockdown 23-1. He ain't going to give you the time of day. Sean Atwood, he ain't trying to hear it either. OG Shadow laughs at you guys. K-Frog, the same thing. Have I left anybody out? The main thing is like, for me to create content for whatever reason that I create it, it's for views. It's to bring you my take on something, my opinion about something. It's my right with freedom of speech to speak about whatever I want to speak on. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. We are completely united, and we're going to continue to deliver you content in whatever fashion we're delivering it to you. We are not biting into none of this negativity that's going on. And I got to tell you, these people are going to great lengths to try to tear this whole genre down. Some are basically just freelance, independent trolls that can't stand the fact that people that got out of prison are now making a positive impact upon their community. And that's their angle. Some of them, though, are working for other channels, like I said. One guy in particular, just because you don't see him respond, doesn't mean that his advisors and his team of people, of professionals, of heavy duties that are in his corner, that are financing him, aren't going to unleash a trash campaign. It happens in every form of business in this world. Politics especially. Why would this genre be any different? So people have threatened to kill people in my family. They've threatened to rape my nieces. They've threatened to shoot me in the face, piss in my mother's ashes. I mean, I've heard it all. People have created troll titles, channels like saying JD's mother died a slow, painful death. That was the name of one profile. That shit don't even faze me, man. But the reason I'm speaking about it is because people are asking me what is going on. People are asking me, why are all these people on all these platforms talking about yours truly? Because the truth hurts. That's why. Because I've spoken about their mommy and daddy, and they don't like it. They can make all the channels in the world. Doesn't mean a fuck to me. I will never say their name on this channel. Because to me, they're just trash. You got people that are dissecting every little word that I say. Oh, well, he's lying. I'm lying about my childhood sexual trauma, sexual abuse. It originally started out that they were saying that I'm a registered sex offender. That didn't pan out because any search of my name will prove that's bullshit. Then they have paperwork on me. Come to my channel and look at my video. I have paperwork on it. Make sure you subscribe. Duh. Also mentioning in there, well, he says he has Wes Watson's paperwork. He's full of shit. I do have his paperwork for reals. I've just chosen not to do a video about it, but I don't know. People keep poking a sleeping giant. He's going to wake up. You may not like the next one I do, and I may promote that motherfucker with every last dollar I got. All over the place. The main gist of this video right here is we will not be stopped and we will not be made a target that turns us against each other. All these channels that I've mentioned, they ain't biting it. They ain't having it. They don't care. Nobody cares about what you have to say. Period. No matter how many times you try to twist my words around, use my own videos against me, it's never gonna amount to nothing. The only people that you're preaching to the choir to are the people that already can't stand me to begin with. You don't even have to convince them. They're already convinced. These attempts are an attempt to knock all these channels down because of the saturation, number one. And number two, some of us are speaking the truth about your idols. And you're about ready to open up a bigger can of worms that you don't want to see happen. You don't want to explore that. I can promise you that. But thank you very much because you have brought us all together, right? And a lot of us have many different agendas, mostly positive for why we're doing this. That's across the whole board. But you got a couple of channels out there that have proved to be liars and bullshit artists time and time again, and you have to wonder why there's not a whole bunch of people going at them. It kind of makes you put two and two together. You just seen it. Guy admitted to it. Other people have admitted to it. But the main thing is to look at what kind of value does my channel, speaking for myself, bring to your life? What do I provide for you? Am I making a positive impact in your life? Am I entertaining you? Have I brought people closer together? There's 3 chat groups that are on Instagram alone of all the people from the PBR car that never would have known each other before if it wasn't for this channel, who are now great friends. We love each other like a family. We got each other's backs. We have put together fundraisers to get people off the streets and out of their cars, to help people pay for their legal expenses when they're faced with some bullshit-ass case. A good friend of mine, whose 10-day-old baby died in his arms, raised thousands of dollars for him. My homie Wancho's family, thousands of dollars for him. People that have suffered sexual abuse like myself have now been able to find the strength to speak about the things that they've gone through because of my story. No matter how many times you try to say I'm a liar and say that I told it 3 different times, is irrelevant. You're talking about something that happened 32 years ago when I was 14 years old. In the middle of the abuse, it's amazing that I was able to piece it together the best way I could. Most people can't even do it. Most people have repressed memories of things. It took me 7 years to get into all of this. My mother did know about the sexual abuse, but she didn't know to the degree. She didn't know all the horrible details, of which I finally told her shortly before she died because she demanded that I tell her about it. It blew her fucking mind. It might have even speeded up her death, of which I feel horrible about. But she asked me, and it was her request, and I told her. I talk about it in my book, Dear Mom, Dear Son. Go check it out. That book was written long before Prison Break Raw or anything, or The Laughing Boy. Yes, she didn't know the horrible details, but she knew that it happened. It's actually in my PSI. She told the probation officer, my husband didn't want to tell me all the horrible things that happened to Jason. Why would he want to tell his wife what happened to her son? Can you imagine that? That probably would have crushed her. But you see, these people will mix and match and twist my words around to sell you some bullshit. When they've been caught in lies about their own stories time and time again. But the main comparison you have to draw between the two. What have I done for people's lives? What have I done positively to help people, to impact people's lives? What has those people, what have they done to help people? What have they done to increase the value of your life? Outside of making a few bucks like some kind of Judas or some kind of weirdo Judas or something like that. Not even a Judas because they weren't ever even in my circle. A couple of silver shillings to try to bring somebody that they love the head on a platter. And they've done nothing but unite all of us. Everyone I've mentioned. Mitch, Badger, Splinter, Nate Dawg, Tim Snow, American Cholo, OG Shadow, Josh, all of us. Ain't trying to hear it. Nobody cares what you have to say. All the threats and everything, you wonder why I'm talking about this now, is because you have to take it serious when people are making verbal threats against your family. Of which, mark my words, they're just digging themselves a much deeper hole of their own lives. Promise you that. They are digging and digging themselves deeper and deeper into a world of shit. This PBR car ain't going nowhere. The Laughing Boy, it's happening. It's out there. It's saving lives. It's educating people on the dangers of the streets. It has a positive impact. No matter what you say or do, you will not stop it. You will not stop this channel. You won't stop any of these other channels. Keep subscribing to a whole bunch of lies and bullshit, and that's all your life is ever going to be about. Bullshit. This prison YouTube genre is not dying. It's evolving. But right now, it's going through a rough patch with a lot of weirdness and a lot of weird, deranged people. This will pass. Every genre on YouTube has its level of drama. Trolls and all that stuff. This genre is nothing different than that. But effectively, at the end of the day, and I know you guys don't like to hear about this kind of stuff, but effectively, at the end of the day, all these people have done is not only draw more traction to my channel, more views, more new subscribers, organically done, well, thanks to their advertising of me, and has also united all of us real ones together. Pare Young, all of us. Mitch, Tim Snow, all of us. In the words of my boy, Nate Dawg 916, can't stop, won't stop, will not be stopped. You already know what it is, and you heard it right here. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, not sugarcoat, not politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that dick of reality. Yeah, and I'm out.